So welcome everybody to Live with Prima with Limor Weber. And tonight we're going to, I'm used to doing it a nightly show on Thursday, not on Tuesday. Today we're going to create this really fun Christmas, I guess, home decor project. Really super easy, but really fun and customizable, if that's really a word. Fun little techniques in here that I can't wait to show you. Oops, look, something fell off. That's what happens when you don't, it doesn't look like there's even glue on there. Let's add some glue. I think I stuck it in there and forgot to add the glue. Ever done that? Do it all the time. Oh, I don't think this glue is hot enough yet. Oh, maybe this poor gun is, look it, the show's already started and I'm having faulty malfunctions over here. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is how do we create this thing. So let's go through some of the materials. Hello, hello. All right, so I'm going to put this off to the side. And the first thing that we're going to start off is you can get yourself any Prima stencil of your liking. The Prima stencil that I used is 922344. Okay. I might have used another one as well. There's a couple that we have at Prima that are like Damask style. However, if you feel like using a different one, that's fine. The reason I used the Damask was because I wanted, I don't know, kind of like a Christmassy feel. The other thing that we're going to use are some of the Art Basic light paste, okay, and which is a very light modeling paste, okay, and it's opaque, white. The heavy gesso in the white, and the 3D matte gel. Okay, so those are the three mediums that I will be using today. Another thing that I'll be using that you can get yourself, this is Goldfinger, but there's other brands. There's Rub 'em Buff, there's like Inca Gold, I think, and they're just they're like a metallic finish. What would you call this? It's just like a fun metallic finish, so it smells like shoe polish. It's really fabulous. You can use it on furniture. You can use it on anything. So this one's silver, and that's what I'll be using. Here's another brand, actually. Let me show you. This is Rub 'em Buff. So there's several brands that you can get, okay? And the other thing is we're going to use the fabulous, I love these guys. These are the sugars, the Art Ingredients Art Sugar. And this one that we're going to use is charcoal. So it's so pretty. Look at all that lovely shimmer. All right, and what? Sorry, I can't understand that question. Anyway, the other thing that we're going to use is, having gun problem. Yes, the glue gun. I got it now. Teal Damask Black Coal. You guys know how much I love these chalk inks. These are the non-permanent, but it doesn't really matter for this particular technique. You don't need to worry whether it's permanent or not. And we are going to use, I love these guys. These are some Prima flowers. They are Abbey, and it's 571771. Okay, these are so cute. And we'll use these Shabby Chic Birds. Fly Away 891480. All right, really adorable. I love these guys so much. We're also going to use either this or these are some of the new ones. I thought I'd pull it out. Can you see the dust? Do you know what that is? That's drywall dust because I'm in the middle of a renovation. Is that not crazy? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is 578299. But aren't these gorgeous? Can you guys actually see? I'm going to pull them out. I have to show them to you. Gotta see these vines. Check out the gorgeous shimmer on them, the little glitter, okay? This one's the one I actually used in the last project, and it's called Grove Script, and it's 553661, okay? So I'm gonna put that off to the side. I found some old blingy stuff from a long time ago. I think you can get this at, some dollar stores and things like that. But you can certainly use, anything that you have, from the Christmas section that kind of comes out. And then a couple other things I'll be using some of the paper from the Printery collection. It was one of my absolute favorites that Prima has put out. I mean, the paper's just stunning. Like, I can never get enough of this collection, and so I hoard it. I have tons of it, but it's stunning. So this is the A4 pad. So if you can find it, it's, what is the code? 843670. Oh, there you go, Hobby Lobby. That's awesome. Yay. And this is the alphabet stickers, the canvas alphabet stickers, and I particularly love this set. 569785, okay, is the code for that. And last but not least, I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but you know, that always happens during a show. You'll need some sort of twine or things like that. Now Prima has, this is just the leftover stuff from my large Prima twine that I had, and I don't even have the codes anymore because that's all I have left. Okay, and then, or you can get, you know, in the black, whatever color you would like. You can also get this. This is just more of the wire stuff from the flower section. Okay, at, you know, your local supply or like dollar store or something like that. But I like this for this particular project a little bit better. But either one will work. And so let's go ahead and get started. Oh yes, and last but not least, of course, the base of this, which is this gorgeous frame, right? I love this altered frame. So this one is 892401, and I think a few people have already done several projects with them. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece off, and you know what I love is that you could totally use this as a template for another tag. So don't ever throw stuff out. Never throw anything out. Just hoard it like I do. Okay? Yes, exactly. That twine and wax cord, that would totally work. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to take carefully, very carefully, we are actually going to take this out. Okay, without ripping it, because we are going to use this as our template. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Okay. Excuse the sound. It just has to come out. Okay. Just like so. All right. So now we have the perfect template to be able to insert something in here, right? I'm going to pull this off to the side, and I'm going to choose my paper, and I'm going to try and choose kind of a lighter one so that I can add some of the colors that I want to. So I may not pick the exact same one, but something that I can still, this is nice too, actually. This is a nice one. I kind of like that, but the other one has a lot of yumminess. I think I use something like this. So let's try this one. I think it really goes. Okay. Love that clock in there too. Let's see if we can try and get a little bit of that clock in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pencil. Okay. And I'm just going to fold these little puppies right in. Okay. Just right in there. And I'm going to go ahead. This is not a very sharpened pencil, so I know I'm going to have to trim just a little bit because it's probably going to be a little bit wider than what I need it to be, but that's okay. And you can keep this as a tracer if you'd like for other projects. I don't know if you'll need to. And I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this. And if you hear sounds, you guys, I sincerely apologize. We have, our basement is being renovated right now, so we do have painting going on, and I'm sure we'll have other trades come in. So apologize if you hear something in the background. That's what it is. Okay. All right, and there we go. Okay, nice little tracing. Really easy, right? Easy peasy. So we'll see if it fits. If it not, we'll just have to trim it just a little bit. And sometimes I find that I do because it's the tracing is a bit wider than. Oh, that's not bad. Well, maybe a little bit. Let's give it a quick trim. Quick trim right here. I can see it's just a little bit wide. It's not quite fitting. right here as well. Okay, just like so. And then it's easier to fit it in. I know, I do too. These collage type papers are so pretty. Okay, yeah, that's going to fit. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pull that out just for a minute because I really want it to stick on there, right? So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my 3D matte gel, my Art Basic. And by the way, the code is item number 961398. And I'm just going to use a fresh brush. Look what I did to my brush the other day. Is that not the saddest thing? It was one of my favorite brushes. It's hard as a rock. I forgot to clean it. Yeah, I snooze, I lose. It wasn't very good. So I'm going to use this one. This one is always kind of my junky one. I like to keep one that I use for gel mediums and such because they kind of start to get a bit hard. I don't use my good brushes for stuff like that, or I will destroy them. That's kind of what I've found. I'm really hard on my brushes. Sometimes I leave them in water. Just horrible. I know. Horrible, horrible. All right. It's kind of nice being in the daylight, you guys. I'm not used to that. All right. So let's stick this right in. Oh my God, you put the brush in nail polish remover? I am sure that's not good for the brushes. That cannot be good for the bristles. All right, so I'm going to get that right in there, and then I know it's not going to slip up. All right, just like that. And I'm not going to quite, yeah, I'll stick it in water because I don't want it to get all gunked up. All right, and then I am going to go ahead and take this little dish right here. And don't worry, the black's not going to come off. It's old acrylic paint because that's what happens. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and create this fun little drip. So I'm just going to apply a bit of the ink. I'm hoping that this black doesn't come off. Ha 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 ha, that would be funny, wouldn't it? It would be funny. And I'm going to take my, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here it is. I'm going to take this fun syringe, right? And I'm going to get a little bit of water. Okay. I have some water sitting beside me, so I'm just going to grab some. It's a little bit white, so let me just grab some new water. Give me 1 second. We're up to do that. The handy thing about having a sink in your studio is having access to water, let me tell you. Okay, and I'm just going to add a little bit. Oh, the black is coming off. Okay, you know what, you guys? Let's clean this off really quick so that I can do this technique. Give me 1 sec. I found something different. I found a lid because I am not going to sit there and clean. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, just like that. Okay, and once again, try number 3. We're going to add just a little bit of this water. And I'm going to take a little brush, and I'm just going to kind of get all that blended together. Perfect. And now I'm going to grab a little bit of that concoction. And I love to use these tips because you can get some really fun drips. And then I'm going to go in there and I'm going to create my fun little drips. Just kind of let it sit and soak there for a minute. Okay, just kind of move it around. Just another way to get fun drips. This has so much control that you can get those really fine and beautiful drips, whereas a regular syringe might be a little bit harder to use. And then I just go ahead and take my heat gun really quick because we're going to do a couple layers here in a minute. Okay, perfect. And just going to add just a little bit more pigment. I love these guys because they're so pigmented, right? You guys see they're so juicy. Just absolutely love that. I'm going to grab just a tiny bit more water. Not too much. And get it in there. So beautiful. Love that color. It's not my favorite color at all, right, you guys? You guys know me already. It's like my #1 color. Okay, and I'm going to go back in to make it just a little bit darker, and just because I'm going to go a little bit down here as well. I just love the little drips this guy makes. Just let it sit there for a minute. It kind of looks like a mini turkey baster, but actually I bought it at an art supply store, and it's called Tapered Tip Syringe. Okay, so let's see, what company is it? Doesn't really, Rupert Gibson and Spider Incorporated. I don't know. I got it at our supply store, so I know they have them. It's awesome. See how it's getting a little bit darker? It's what we want. Oh, this metal gets really hot. All right, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this the black coal. I'm just going to add a little bit to my craft mat. I always craft on a craft mat for this particular reason, because I love to do these kind of techniques. Just add a little bit of water, right? Get it nice and dark. A little bit of water, and kind of create fun little drips. Okay. You can use your fan brush, my usual technique, or not. It's really up to you. This kind of creates a little bit more of an isolated splatter than the usual fan brush that I use, but it works. And I like to use this particular ink. It kind of soaks into the paper, and it makes it a bit more gray. And if you notice right here, this is more gray, and that's kind of what I want it to mimic. Okay, so that's why I use this versus using something that's going to turn it really black. We'll use the black a little bit later, but for now, this is what I'm using. Okay, so really fun drips in there. All right. Just like so. All right. Any questions, anybody? So far? No? Okay. Perfecto. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this really quick. But as you can see, nothing is buckling right now. That gel medium really, really works. Okay. And it dries really quick too. I want a bit of darkness in there. I'm just going to grab a bit of, this is the metallic melon gelato, and I don't know, I just feel like it needs a bit of a darker teal in there. Because this is water soluble, I can just go in there, apply a little bit of darkness, and then have it drip. So let's try that. Let's grab a little bit of water, and there we go. And then have it drip a little bit. Just gives it that extra little bit. Okay, do you see that? Like that. I like that a lot, and it has a little bit of a shimmer in it too. It's kind of nice. Okay, and I'm going to turn it around and maybe do the same thing. I didn't do this to my last one, but I don't know. I felt the need. Not sure why. Okay. Felt the need. Felt the need for darkness. This is all about creating a little bit of background first, right? Because if you don't create your background, this doesn't work. See, I like that. That darkness looks so much better. All right, just like that. So we're going to leave that for a moment. And now we're going to go, and I'll move this off to the side. Okay. And I'm actually going to leave this to dry just a little bit. It is still a tiny bit wet, and I don't want to stick anything inside or it's going to fall off. So let's work a little bit on the outside of it. And so what I did, really easy, I just took a little bit of heavy gesso. Okay, white heavy gesso. And look how thick it is. Okay, and I totally contaminated it, by the way. I think I used this horrible brush, which I'm actually going to use it right now because I kind of want this scrapey look anyway, so I may as well use it. So we just want to give it kind of a scrapey look. Okay, so you can use this with a dry brush. Just give it a little bit of something, something. Okay. Just a something, something. Okay, you don't have to do the back because you are not going to see it. Just kind of giving it a bit of a distressed look, if you will. And this gesso dries really, really fast, which is really great. And I don't know if you can see, but there is so much. Can you see the shimmer, the sugar? Probably can't. Anyway, a little bit hard to see, but I will show you in just a moment. So what I did is I dried this up a bit. Give it one quick dry, not too much. Just like so. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of my gel medium. I'm going to open that up and leave it sitting right there. And I'm going to take a brush, kind of like a fan brush actually works really nicely for this. And I'm going to take a little bit of my gel medium, okay, and I'm going to apply it just like so. Okay, fan brushes are great for this. And then I am going to grab a bit of my sugar. And because it's got already the gel medium on there, it'll stick beautiful. Look at that. You guys see that shimmer? And then I'm going to apply it. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Can you see the shimmer going through? Maybe the camera doesn't capture it. But trust me, it is on there. So you need some gel medium. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. It's so shimmery. And because the gel medium will dry clear, you won't see it. Okay, which is why I'm using it, but you'll just end up seeing some of that gorgeous shimmer popping through. Okay, underneath the white. So you don't need to add a ton of gel medium, I find. A little actually goes quite a long ways because it's such fine sugar that it really doesn't need a whole lot. Okay. And I'm not the biggest glitter fan, but I really love this sugar because it's so fine. I find it's actually really easy to use. And when I kind of discovered this whole gel medium thing and dipping it in, it doesn't kind of go everywhere. So I really love that. I'm going to add just a little bit on here as well, just to give it a little something, something. Okay, and so just add a bit right there. And just like that. And because I have some on my brush, I can just continue kind of adding a little bit more. Okay. Perfect, perfect. And I don't know, I just kind of have the need to add a little bit right there. Just a little. I didn't do that on my last one, but I just want to. I just want to. It's so much fun to glitter now. Okay, let's close that up. Close our, oh, don't put my fingers on there. Close our glitter so that we do not get it everywhere. And let's dry this up really quick. Any questions, anybody? Yeah, work sometimes does get in the way of creativity, doesn't it? Oh, that shimmer is so pretty. I wish you guys could really see it. I'm not sure you can. Let's see if the camera pops it. No, let's see if it focuses it. Not really. The camera's just not really wanting to pick it up. I'm not sure why. It's being stubborn. That's all. Right? Stubbornness. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Teal Damask inker that I had used last time, and I'm just going to add a little bit. And I love, this stays on, and especially if you, I sprayed mine at the end with a sealer, because this is not the permanent one. If I could grab the permanent one, but if you use the non-permanent one, just grab a sealer and just spray it with a sealer. But it needs a little bit of that extra teal in there. So I'm just going to add that in with a little bit of that shimmer, just to give it another contrast, right? Inking it up. There's nothing better than a little inking. Okay, and just on the inside a bit. Just like that. Maybe we can go in a bit right there. Okay, perfect. Just a bit right there too. Now, what we want to do is we want to go ahead. Oh, it needs a bit right there. I can see it on the camera. There we go. Now what we want to do is we want to take that rub and buff or a Goldfinger or whatever you've got. Okay, let me just close this up so that it doesn't dry out on me. Okay, because I'm notorious for leaving stuff out, and that is not good, right? Okay, so you don't need a whole lot, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of very lightly rub the edges, and this is silver, so it is stunning. I don't know if you can see that. This is gorgeous, gorgeous silver. It's like a furniture polish of some sort, but I love it. Okay, just a little bit right there. Not very much. Don't go crazy on it. You don't want to overpower this thing, but you want to give it just a little hint of Christmas shimmer, right? A little Christmas shimmer goes a long way, especially if it's going to be on your mantle or something, right? And you could certainly put like a family photo if you wanted to on these frames, right? I'm not going to today. We'll create something really fun here in a moment, but you certainly can. Don't be afraid to. Okay. Just like that. So now it's got this gorgeous silvery, shimmery beautifulness. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, let me just clean my fingers off now. It smells like shoe polish in here. Whew. Amongst the paint, because we were painting in the other room. So very, very smelly in here today. Let me dry this really quick, just to make sure. Awesomeness. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam red, or my twine, I guess you could say, and I'm just going to bunch it up. Let's use this guy. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun if it's working. I don't know if it's working. And all I'm doing is I'm just kind of wrapping this up on my hand, kind of creating this messy circle, if you will. And this is kind of where it's going to sit, okay? I'm going to play around with it just a little bit with the positioning, so I'm going to kind of leave it, okay? And next, I'm going to leave this off to the side, actually, for just a moment, and we're going to create this really funky heart that's in the middle, okay? And how I did this is I just took one of the papers, and if you want, you can use a scratch piece of paper if you really don't want to waste your, I'm actually going to use a thicker paper, to be honest, because I want to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. So it doesn't really matter as long as it's nice. Let me find a white one here. Sorry, I'm just reaching over top of something. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to create a heart. So this is just a little bit of a heavier cardstock. And my scissors, they flew away. They always fly away. Don't your scissors fly away? It's like, I swear, they have a mind of their own. You guys are probably seeing them and I'm not, right? Is that usually what happens? Seriously? There they are. They're hiding. They're hiding. I'm going to create a heart. I fold it in half and I just kind of create a heart. Sometimes I have to try once or twice because I don't like them. Do you guys have the same problem? This isn't bad. It's kind of cute. Not a bad heart. Let's make it a bit skinnier maybe. That's better. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we've got this heart. Okay, now what we want to do, this is really fun, is we're going to apply one, because we almost want to make it like a faux, oops, this was just on a plane, by the way. We want to make it into like a faux resin heart. Okay, that's really what we're doing. So I'm going to take just my kitchen utensil, since it was sitting right there. I just grabbed it. But you can grab a palette knife, and that works too. And we're going to make it nice and thick. You're going to apply it like peanut butter. Okay, not like butter, but peanut butter, right? We like our peanut butter thick. Okay, a little bit of dimension. Look how fluffy this is. So much fun. Okay. Don't worry about the texture. You don't need to iron it out. But you want it nice and thick. Just like that. Okay. Trying to pretend like this is some beautiful foamy heart. All right, and we're going to give it a quick dry first before we add the second layer. This Black Friday thing is crazy. I'm not used to this Black Friday thing. We don't have this in Canada. It's strange to me. I don't know. Yes, it's the light paste. Oh, that's a cute idea. I'm not a big online shopper, I have to admit. I like to touch and feel my stuff. Okay, just like that. Because you're applying it thick, you'll find that it'll bubble a little bit if you have too much heat on it, right? So I just let it sit here for 1 second. Kind of see how it just starts to go down all on its own. It's really cool, actually. Just kind of settles. You need the heat off for just a moment to let it settle. So once that top layer is kind of dry, I'm going to go in with my stencil. Okay. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm going to use something a little bit thinner. I'm going to use this guy. So I think it's a little bit easier to use. Okay, and I'm going to apply this stencil right over. Oh, there's some yellow in there. Oopsies. That's all right. C'est la vie. We'll cover it up. No sweat. Don't sweat it. But look how gorgeous that is, right? And now it's got a ton of dimension. Otherwise, it would have just been, you know, a little bit of dimension on a piece of cardstock. Now it's like really chunky, and it makes a huge difference if you're seeing this live. And especially because it's going to be sitting on your mantle, so you want something that's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and dry this up. Any questions, anybody? Everybody? It's got a bit of yellow, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me because there's a bit of that tan in the paper, so it's actually okay. Sorry, it just takes a little bit to dry. All right, we'll let this heart sit for just a moment, just so that it can dry for just a moment. We'll do one more step before we add more to this heart. We'll create a few things with this heart. Okay, and next I'm just going to pull those scissors off to the side. I'm going to take one of my black pieces of this paper, and I do like that one, but there's, ooh, this one's nice too. Let's take this one because it's fun. That clock is delicious too. Ooh, look at this one. I like this one actually. Okay, let's do that. And what you want to do is you want to create a banner. Okay, so about a nice thick banner, I would say. So about that thick right there. Okay, and I'm going to kind of measure it out because I want to see, yeah, about right there. That's pretty good. And I'm just going to cut in the middle, and then I'm going to meet from tip to tip to create those banner ends, right? I'm sure you guys have done this a million times. I am sure. I know you, right? Little cute little banner. So that's where this guy is going to go. But I'm just kind of playing with that. That's somewhere around there. And I want to make sure that when I apply the heart, I can still see those white. See, this is why I didn't glue this down, because I want to make sure that the string that I had kind of created earlier is big enough so that you can see it underneath the heart. So this is where I'm going to play a little bit with its positioning until I know I can actually see it. So I kind of apply the heart and then I move it around until I am happy with being able to see a bit of it. Okay, that's about right. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glue gun and just apply it down. My glue gun is being mean. It doesn't want to work for me. There we go. It's mad at me for letting it sit for so long. It's like, why did you leave me? You left me alone for almost a year. You abandoned me. You were my friend. And now I say, hey, start working or you're never going to be my friend again. Yes, I am. I'm talking to my glue gun. It's okay. I'm known to be crazy. It's a title I got a long time ago, so it's okay. I'm used to it. Okay, just applying a little bit more on the edges there. Okay, I just want to make sure it doesn't move. That's really all that matters. Okay. Oh, you know what I just realized? It wasn't all the way in the... Oh, it's user error, not gun error, just an FYI. Just in case you're wondering. It's my issue, not the gun's issue. So now it's actually heating up properly. And what I want to do is I want to add a bit of this stuff, and it's the 3-dimensional foam tape, because I want this to be nice and dimensional and popping right on my mantle. So I'm going to make actually 2 layers of this. So I'm going to double it up. Double it up, Buttercup. Okay, and then I'm even going to go ahead and add a bit of this stuff because, oh, it's still not working. Just because I find that it's not quite sitting on top of the paper perfectly because of the string, that it just needs that extra adhesion. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just apply it right down like so. Okay. So our first layer is kind of done. I hope this is somewhat straight. Okay, just like that. Love it. Now I'm going to pull this off and let's play with the heart here for a minute. Okay. So as you can see with this heart right here, it's really junked up and really gorgeous, right? And all I did is I just took, and you got to make sure this is really dry. So we're going to give it one quick heat set just to make sure. It's still a bit foamy. Okay, just a little bit. All right. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just apply a bit of this stuff right there. And grab that beautiful brush that I had used before, just right here. Clean it up for a minute. Put just a tiny bit of water. You want it fairly thick. Okay, and then create those gorgeous strips. And they're just gonna kind of drip down through the little grooves of the stencil. That's what you want. Grungy heart. It's my grungy heart. Don't break my heart. No, I promise I won't sing. Okay, just like that. And then we can actually go the other way too. Okay, just so that it kind of meets. Okay. There we go. Now I have like, what's his name? Billy Ray Cyrus in my head. I even hate country music. I'm not sure what the heck is going on in my head today. Okay, that's a nice little grungy heart, right? All right, just like that. Let's dry this up really quick. Hey Lisa, how are ya? So glad you made it. That's awesomeness. Okay, so that's that for that. Now we're going to grab again our Goldfinger, the ones that we used earlier, because we kind of want some of that beautiful texture. Oops, squeezed it too much. We want some of that stenciled texture to kind of start to pop, right? So very lightly with your finger, barely touching, you're going to kind of brush the tip of your finger on this heart. And what it's going to start to happen is that image is going to start to pop through, right? But you got to do it really lightly or you're going to get the whole heart full of silver, and that's not really the look that we're going for, right? So very, very light. Just like that. Some parts you can get it grunged up, but other parts not so much. Like some of the edges, really pretty. We're going to go in with a little bit of black here anyway, in just a moment, but you can really see that heart popping through, right? So that's why I love this rub and buff stuff. It's just too much fun. Quick set. And then what I'm going to do, whew, that's stinky. I am going to take, if you have issues with smell, then yeah. We're going to take just a little bit of black gelato, very light, and just rub with our fingers. Just a little bit, just to grunge it up. Tiny, tiny bit. Okay. Not too heavy on it, or it's going to take over your entire project. Okay. Just a little bit of black gelato. Just on the edges. Just like so. All right. And I'm just adding a bit of an accent here as well, because I like grungy. Okay. Our heart's really starting to look. It's grungy Christmas, right? And then we're going to take a little bit of our gelato, or you can take the black coal that you had used earlier. Either one works. Okay, and just you want to add just a little bit of black drippage, just a tiny bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay. Just a bit, just to give it a little something. Okay, and dry this up. And it's going to turn kind of grayish, not as black, which is nice. All right. Just like so, just like so. Let me take my cloth and wipe this up since it's getting everywhere. And then we are going to take our letters that we had spoken about earlier. These were those alphabet stickers, canvas stickers. And we are going to put, I put joy, I'll still put joy. That's fine, the J. And I like to add just a little bit of extraness. There's a lot of texture on here, and I'm just afraid these pieces are going to fall off because they're going to be handled a bit. So I'm just going to add that extra bit. Oh, it's working now. I'm going to add that extra bit of glue just to make sure it does not go anywhere. Okay, kind of in the center there. And we'll do the O in just a minute. Come on, baby. Work. There we go. J, O, and Y. I know, I do too. It's so pretty. Okay. Just like that. And now I know they're not going to fall. Isn't that heart super cute? Love it. So dimensional, right? So, so dimensional. Okay. So now it's kind of ready to be put on here. We don't have too much longer to go. Okay, just like that. But we want it to pop off the page a little bit, right? So I'm going to go ahead and take this out and just apply a bit of this foam tape. Okay. Everybody's got foam tape, right? We buy them by the rolls, don't we, ladies? Foam dots or something like that. I certainly know I do. I use so much of it, especially during the holiday season. It's like everything I make seems to be dimensional. It's so weird. So weird. And I'm making 3 layers. I really want it to like be dimensional. So you can make it as dimensional as you want it to be. It's up to you. I go a bit nutso. Which collection are the alphabets? It's called Alpha Stickers. I'll give you the code here in just a second. It's 569785. This is what they look like. Okay. They're pretty awesome, aren't they? Oops, there's a gun key on there. And let's add this guy right in. Okay, really cute, really dimensional. It's now kind of popping off. You know what? Let's add a bit of this stuff just for fun. Just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Kind of always do that with a dimensional project like this. It gets heavy and, you know, the glue starts to wear off, and so the hot glue gun always kind of helps. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to start adding, which is kind of that last little step, is we want to add some of this fun stuff on there, right? And so I'm going to incorporate, like I said, I'm going to incorporate this one as well because I think it's so pretty. Not sure how I'll do that, but I'll kind of figure it out. All right, so maybe I'm going to cut it in half. Yes, I'll butcher it, because why not? It's so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Oh, it's gorgeous. Oops. Got a bit of dripping going on, and I'm kind of adding it right here first, because then I can really play with it, and I'm going to stick it. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that guy in. I'm going to kind of tuck it in so that it's kind of sitting. And I'm just taking my scissors and just kind of pushing it off onto the side. Probably didn't need any glue right there, but that's okay. That's okay, you won't see it. I can peel it off. Just take it off with the scissors so it doesn't drip down anymore. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and then I have this one now, this piece, and so it's not as nice, but it's still okay. Actually, it's not bad. I think we need to cut the curly cues. What do you guys say? The curly cues weren't doing it for me. I don't know about you. I'm just saying. Just wasn't quite, you know, doing it for me. Okay, so we'll add that right there. So let me just take those scissors and hold that in. Curly Q really wants to be in there. Yeah, try doing this live upside down. Not always the best. In fact, it's really not working for me. It's just not working for me. I've got to turn this for a moment. I gotta see what I'm doing. Sorry, ladies. If you can't quite see, just give me a minute. And gentlemen, sorry that I assumed there's just ladies. There's men crafters. A few. What is going on with this thing? It's not loving me. This is kind of that tricky part. There we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. All right. And now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take one of these lovely birds. And, you know, the other thing you could do if your space has a really nice spot like this one, whereas mine, it was a bit more unison. Maybe we can add a bit of this stuff in. Let's see if we can make it a little bit bulkier. It's kind of missing something, and it's covering the joy a bit. See, because I used a different vine. Okay. Let's add maybe a little bit of this one in there. To add a little bit of something. Let's see. I just have to see how it looks. No, I'm not loving that. No, no, no. No, no, no. But I have an idea. I always have an idea. I always have some extra flowers laying around. And I kind of love this one. And it's silver and it's gray. And look at, there's like its cute little frame. Let's not put the frame, let's put the bird. Okay. Yep, I love that. It's got a little bit of gold. So let's change it up and let's add the silver. This is how you change your flowers around. Grab a little golden buff, rub and buff. Right. Already has a bit of silver in it anyway, but now it just looks even better. It's like it was meant to go on there. So we're going to add that right there. It's meant to be. And this little bird can kind of go right there. You like watching me think? Too funny. I don't always like to think too much. Don't overthink it. Right? That's what they say. And then we need to have those tiny little flowers in there still. And that'll be our kind of last little step. So we'll take some of these guys and kind of tuck them in a bit on these pieces. Just to give it a bit more like a filler. They're filler flowers, that's what I call them. Filler flowers are the best. Okay, so grab little, you grab large, just kind of fill those little spots in. Okay. Oh dear, that's loud. Sorry about that, guys. So sorry. Okay. With my little filler flowers. Oh, I love those. I need a bit of a dark one to kind of go with that guy. Okay. I'm going to tuck him right in here. Okay. And just like so. I don't know if we need any more than that. That's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Not bad. And these you can kind of leave and move them around as you wish, right? But I believe that is it, my friends. I did add a little bit of that bling. I don't want to do it for this one. I kind of like it the way it is without that other extra bling. What do you think? Pretty cute, hey? And super, super easy to make, right? Now it's a little bit different than this one. It's got that pretty flower in the middle. So a couple variations certainly on how to create this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me, oops, by mistake, I just closed my announcements. Hang on, Carrie. I just closed it out. I don't know what I was doing. Just give me a moment because I have announcements. Announcements. I'm not sure why I closed it out. I meant to press open and then I pressed close. Okay, here we go. So, it's shutting down on me. Uh-oh. I know that next Thursday, I'm gonna go off my brain because I think I can kind of remember it. Next Thursday we don't have a show due to Thanksgiving, but next Tuesday is Frank. So be sure to tune in. He's got some sneak peeks for you. And 12 Days of Christmas Cards Challenge, I think it's going on right now in the Prima blog. So lots of inspiration on there. And that is it for announcements, my friends. I won't be on until I think sometime in December before Christmas time. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you learned something today. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm glad you tuned in. Oh, that's good. Any questions, anybody, that I didn't get to answer? You're welcome, Vicky. Have a happy Thanksgiving, all my US people. Ours was already a couple weeks ago. All right. See you later, everybody.